left hands in the dough, fully pot. Sticky fingers, palm looking, the block stay hot. Cyraxx, shadow boxing, swinging at the air, undefeated in delusion. Reality don't care, Jupiter creeping, got the whole crew shook. Predator rhymes, got a band from the book. Josh Block at the hill, bottle in his clutch. Captain of a ship that's been sinking too much. Over Navy rattling, can't step to the throne. Worry, talk the mic, let them reap what they've sown.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, and thanks for stopping by the channel again today, especially if you were one of the people who was accidentally traumatized on my stream last night. I really appreciate you sticking around. Those who know, unfortunately. Those who know need therapy. You guys can hire Cypress and sue me to pay for it. But we have some news today. We have a new post from the William Gloryhole channel updating us on some of the claims that Cyraxx made against John in his most recent video. You see, Cyraxx believes that John actually tried to use some type of a weaponized chemical gas to, shall we say, remove his lawyer from the equation. Poor Laura. May her soul rest in peace. So what we have here on William's page is a copy of some reports that are related to the old Wilkins house. So this report is from almost midnight on 11/9/2025. The nature is threats and menacing. Notes, John Horwitz, spelled completely wrong, threatening to send toxic gas to caller's lawyer, was arrested a few weeks ago on telecommunications harassment, which totally happened. That's not fake at all. It wasn't a troll. Yes, of course, John really was in jail after being attacked viciously by Miami, Cuba police officers. Spoke with Chance, advised him to have his lawyer call and make a report when she returns from vacation. Oh, well, if that gas got where it was supposed to get, Chance, she may be on vacation for quite a while. And of course, the complainant in this is Chance Wilkins. But since the goblin hasn't yet reared his ugly head since this report came out, at the time of this recording, it was only about an hour ago, I found a video that people were telling me about last night in the stream that I was not aware of. See, we were watching some Daniel Larson, and people were telling me about the Daniel Larson college arc when he thought he was a student at a fake university and he was being trolled into thinking he was getting an education, which is hilarious. And people were like, remember when that kind of happened to Cyraxx? And I was like, remember when that kind of happened to Cyraxx? No, I definitely don't remember that, but I'd love to find out. So I was able to find this clip here, and some of you may know about this already, but I think it'll be entertaining to take a look back at either way. Apparently at one point, Chance was convinced that he had been reached out to by a professor from Boston University by the name of Nicholas Gurr. Yes, that's right, Professor N-I-C-K Nick, G-E-R-R, Gurr. Do with that what you will. Well, Professor Gurr wanted Cyraxx to give a speech over video to his class telling his story. And of course, because everything about Cyraxx's entire life ever is public and archived on 20 different platforms, we have it right here from the WordBoi channel. Before we even start, I just want to say, you can barely see it in the bottom corner, so I'm going to minimize it here. If Cyraxx was giving a speech to somebody in Boston University, or to some class full of students, he chose to do it in his messy room where in the background you can see his luchador mask, his Naruto headband, and of course, because everybody like Cyraxx needs to own one, a fedora. But now, without further rambling, let's watch this goblin give a collegiate speech.
Hello everyone, my name is Chance. Your guys' Professor Nick. Obviously he's from, Boston University. Shout out to your professor. But him and my good friend here that you guys know asked me to make this video for you guys. And I'm not going to hold any punches. And I hate to say it, but in this instance, there is no room for professionalism. There's only reality. I want you guys to know the reality of what really goes on. First of all, if you guys don't know, my name is Chance Wilkins. Also more formerly known as the YouTube handle, or under the YouTube handle, Cyrax. For the last 8 years, I have been the victim of cyberbullying, online trolling, and harassment.
If you were taking a college course and they played this, the only two explanations is that your professor is hungover or it's April Fool's Day.
As well as hate and smear campaigns. My story begins in 2017. When I was hanging out with a good friend of mine, doing a podcast, hanging out, when this guy named Music Biz Marty showed up in chat one day. Don't know how he found the channel, but it is what it is. And he decided to try to play Mr. Smartass, for lack of better terms.
I want you to know he was told ahead of time and given ample time to prepare this speech, and that this would be for like a group of college kids at a prestigious university. And this is what he came up with. His name was Music Biz Marty. I don't know how he found my channel. It is what it is. Just absolutely phenomenal work, Cyraxx.
My French. But he decided to be smart and try to, make snarky comments, and that went on for a while. And I kind of ignored it, and me and my friend kind of ignored it.
So that's lie number one. You never kind of ignored it. You raged out from day one. Marty was always looking for different lolcows to, like, have on his channel and interact with and mess with and stuff like that. And if you had ignored it for more than like 5 minutes, he would have just moved on to the next person, and we'd still be talking about the White Bowser or Tony the Black Dragon today. But the fact that you couldn't ignore it for even 30 seconds and you raged out on panel from day one, that's what drew him to you in the first place, and that's how you became like his mainstay.
Until, that went on for about, I'd say 2-3 years. And then during the 4th year is when things got really, really bad. He decided to do something that would change the course of my life for the rest of my life.
He made a pass at me.
And it has. It's changed my life for the worst. He decided to try to isolate me from my friends and family in the most crude, cruel, awful way you can do it to a person. This man decided to do an illegal, and I do mean very illegal, thing.
All right, I'm going to be pedantic, Morty, for a minute here. Very illegal is not a real term. Something illegal, something being illegal, something having the status of being illegal is a black and white yes or no scenario. It either is or it isn't. You can say certain crimes are worse than other crimes, but like certain crimes are not more illegal than other crimes. Something is either against the law or it is within the confines of the law. So like arson may be worse than petty theft, but arson is not more illegal than petty theft. They're just both illegal. It's a pass-fail class. There's no B's and C's, you know what I mean? So there's no such thing as something being very illegal. It's a stupid thing to say.
Against me. He decided to pull an illegal entrapment move.
That's another oxymoron. That's like saying illegal arson. There's no such thing as legal arson, so you don't need to say illegal entrapment. You can just say entrapment.
And what he did was he hired this other YouTuber by the name of Mass Troll Mafia, who is not very much liked on the internet at all. She's very hated for a lot of valid and very good reasons.
That's actually also just completely not true at all. I love when Chance is just like, hey, this person who messed with me and I have very good reason not to like, well, a whole lot of other people don't like him either. I won't tell you why. Just trust me. Just take my word for it. Trust me, bro.
And what he did with her to me is, I would never wish it on anyone. I would never wish what I've been through on anyone, and what this man did was terrible.
Yes, you would, because you falsely accuse other people of the thing that you actually do all the time. You falsely accused William, John, and Marty of that, and that's just the short list. And none of them, unlike you, actually did the thing.
He hired her to entrap me illegally. And how he did that was he had her pretend to be an 18-year-old of-age female.
Not true. No.
Who was interested in me and interested in my work and stuff like that. And over time of talking, she tricked me into sending certain photos.
Who did you piss off? It says Chance will diddle for free.
And once that happened, she sent one back. And then a little...
So he can't even agree on a lie. He's saying she tricked me into sending photos. She didn't trick you into sending anything. She actually didn't even ask you to send anything. Just like you always do. Just like you did to Ethan's wife, by the way, who you're so sad about now, and he was your little brother and your best friend. You sent that stuff totally unsolicited.
How many times in the past has ex-friend Chance been a sexual menace?
Little did I know she would pull the most vile, evil, disgusting move you could pull on a person. She claimed to be underage. After sending the photo, which I later found out the photo she sent was actually of her daughter.
Alright, I'm going to speed run this because we come across this all the time and 99% of you guys already know this. The picture was not of Mastrol Mafia's daughter. That's been disproven many times now. The picture came from a Sting website that specifically had photos of adult decoys that were there with those decoys' consent to be used in these type of stings. Everything was totally ethical from the standpoint of the person whose photo was used. They were an adult. That's completely not true. It's a lie Chance has been telling for the better part of a decade now, and the more times he repeats it does not make it any more true.
And I went to the police about it. Nothing got done. And so once that incident happened, my whole life got turned upside down. And I mean, my whole world got turned upside down. From that point on, people would show up to my house, steal things off my family's porch, and from around our house outside.
Chance, one of the things that both you and the landlord Karen has listed as being stolen over the years is loose bricks that were sitting on the side of the house. They stole the loose bricks that were sitting on the side of the house. Your family has nothing of any value for anyone to take. If anything, the things that they've been leaving on the porch and in the backyard are more of an inconvenience than the actual garbage and litter that they've taken away. I think what you're describing when you said they stole from us is that they cleaned your yard. I'm sorry that people came to your house and cleaned your yard for you.
They would, as stupid as it sounds, they would steal no trespassing signs off of our property. And that would also soon escalate into things like people showing up to my house claiming that they know me. Well, at one point, somebody had shot at me.
That's not true. See the ice bullet. I feel like at a certain point I'm doing that thing that they did in old comic books where like Superman would be like, oh, this is worse than the time that I had to fight 3 Daxamites at once, and then like the little asterisk in the corner of the panel will say like, if you're interested in the battle with the Daxamites, see Supergirl number 75. Like, I feel like I have to do that with Cyrax. I have to be like, see that at 2 minutes and 36 seconds when Morty said the ice bullet is a lie, see an episode of this same show from 3 months ago.
Through my window back here, as you guys can see right here, my window, we got the curtain up for obvious reasons.
Yeah, because your skin can't handle direct sunlight or it'll flake off.
They ended up shooting at me, and the bullet ended up missing me and going into my mattress.
Where it still sits to this day, as you showed us what you did with the hole in your mattress the other night on live stream, and frankly, made my stomach turn.
And the bullet is still there to this very day. Reason why it's still there is I called the police the very next day. They came out and basically said they weren't going to go after the person because they were probably long gone.
No, they said, if there's not a hole in your wall or your window for the bullet to have come through, then the bullet can't be in your mattress. So we're not going to rip open your dirty bedbug-ridden mattress to find an invisible ice bullet.
Okay, understandable. Well, after that happened, Music Biz Marty began showing up to my house uninvited and unwelcomed.
That's also not true, because how many times have we watched you on panels say, come say that to my face, Marty. Come say that to me in person. If you come here, Marty, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to you. You challenged him to come to your house every single day for years, playing a fake behind-the-camera tough guy. And how'd it go for you when he did?
Bitch! Get the fuck out of here. Who's the king? You are? Then run away now. And shut the fuck up. Fine. You win. You win. You win. Please let it go.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Multiple times. First time he left. Second time he left after he was confronted by my family because my family was trying to protect me.
Your grandma and her boyfriend tried to protect you, a working-age male.
The third time he showed up, he actually stayed at an Airbnb back here behind my house.
He just said an Airbnb, by the way. Just let that one sink in.
Which is like catty corner over here, like back this way. And I went over there to confront him calmly. Little did I know that that would lead to me getting beat up severely.
You went over calmly. You ran at him top speed, which, to be fair for you, isn't very fast, screaming things like, why are you doing this? Why can't you just leave me alone? with no shirt on. What is calm about that?
And I mean very severely.
You win. You win. You win. Please let it go.
That part's true. No lies told there.
I had walked away with a broken nose. I had to get it fixed. I had to get it popped back into place. I had a black eye, the whole 9 yards.
But you're actually the winner, though, because you showed up and showed out, right?
The only reason why I survived that assault was
Is because Marty let you?
because one of my neighbors saw what was going on and screamed at him to get off of me. If it wasn't for that neighbor, I probably would have ended up in the hospital. And soon after that, things would escalate when this guy named Tibs TV tried to blackmail me.
Can you imagine a college class actually trying to write all of this down? They're like, okay, new character, Tibs TV, what do we know about him?
And set me up again. What he did was he had one of his little friends pretend to be of age and then underage and then of age again. And I caught on to this very early on. And I told him, look, I know you're of age. Stop screwing around. What's going on?
See, that's such a dumb argument because here's the thing. If somebody says that they're not the proper age on the internet, even if you have reason to believe they are, you should probably still just treat them like they're the age that they're claiming that they are and completely leave them alone and not interact with them in any capacity. Because worst case scenario, they are the age that they're claiming and you commit a crime. And best case scenario, they aren't the age that they're claiming, but you end up looking like you were trying to commit a crime. So it's like a lose-lose scenario, Cyraxx, unless, of course, you're the type of person who actually wanted to have illicit contact with someone of an improper age, in which case I guess the win for you would be you crossing their fingers that they're telling you the truth. And that's why you kept talking to them, just like it always is.
Like, why are you doing this? Well, Tibs TV then decided to come in after that whole incident, and he decided to blackmail me. He threatened to help my parents sue me if I did not admit that I was a pedophile. So to protect myself and my family from having to go to court against my dad, I had to give him what he wanted because...
No, that literally makes no sense. The whole thing about blackmail is that somebody is threatening to reveal something about you that is worse than the blackmail is, right? So it's like, if they want $100,000, or they could release that you, I don't know, cheated on your wife, the reason that you would pay the $100,000 is because the $100,000 is less valuable to you than being exposed for doing that really shitty thing. So Cyraxx, them getting you to admit that you are a PDF, you openly admitting that to the internet at large and having that out there, is not worse than you being like sued by your stepdad in another state or something. That makes no sense that you would make that decision. And it's always been like a weird, dumb argument that you said you got like, you couldn't blackmail the average intelligent person who was not a PDF into ever saying that they were one under any circumstances, because a normal person who isn't one thinks that that is like the worst thing that you can possibly be, and once you've said that you are one, you can never come back from that.
Because I figured if I gave him what he wanted, that he would leave me alone. Little did I know that that was the wrong move. Because in my mind, I was just protecting my family and my friends. I was protecting myself from harm. I was protecting myself from an evil person because I didn't want to sit there and have to go to court against my own dad, who, yes, he has since disowned me because of the trolling.
No, he disowned you because of your behavior and the things that you've been caught doing on camera and in Discord messages. He's just like actually a decent guy who doesn't want to be associated with your degeneracy.
But there's that part of me that still cared about him. There's that part of me that still loved my dad, that didn't want to fight against him, that didn't want to go to court against my own dad. Because
he also wasn't your dad. Your real dad is your mom now, and she's in Alaska trying to hide from the fact that she's well known across the internet and across the country of doing the same types of crimes that you like to do.
I love my dad, even though he's an asshole, even though me and him do not speak, I still care about him. And I didn't want to have to deal with that. And I figured if I gave this man what he wanted, he would leave me alone. Even though I knew that it was blackmail, I did what I had to do to protect myself and my family. Little did I know that that would soon come around to make things worse. Over the past 2 years since that incident, I have had several documentaries made about me. At one point, I had actually attempted to self-delete.
No, you didn't. You held a dull stylus to your neck. Everybody got really concerned, and then they all laughed when they realized what it was and where that stylus had been only a few hours prior.
You see what you're doing to me now, Marty? Every day you make me want to do this, and I'm sick of it.
2 different times because of these people. And yes, I did seek help, and I got help, and I'm doing much better. I have been relentlessly ridiculed. I have lost my job with the platform that I used to be a part of called Twitch. A lot of you guys might know it.
You lost that because you kept violating TOS and showing parts of your body you're not supposed to show and saying words about minority groups that you're not supposed to say. That had nothing to do with Marty. Marty didn't make you do that. Tibs TV didn't make you do that. Trolling didn't make you do that.
Because of these people, I had lost all my sponsors. I had lost everything because of these people. This next part is one of the hardest parts for me to even talk about, even still, because it's so recent. Over the past couple of months, these people have done some very, very vile stuff beyond what I thought was possible. You see, back in October of last year, I began dating my high school sweetheart, Kira Grave, who, like I said, I've known since high school.
There you go, Chance. Dox her. That's the best thing you can do. Just keep on doxing everyone.
And me and her dated, from October of last year up until last month. What these people did was they sent a troll to her to the place she was staying at and tricked her into thinking that this dude was a good dude and that I was a bad guy.
I love the idea that any decision that anyone else makes that is against Chance is actually just them either being trolled or tricked. Like, she couldn't have just met another man who had, I don't know, a job or a full head of hair or his own housing and thought to herself, I'm an adult woman with a child. There are things that I want, and there's a lifestyle I'd like to live, and also this guy doesn't smell like rotten milk. Maybe I'll just date this guy instead. No, it couldn't have been an independent decision on her part, because any reasonable woman would want to just e-date Cyrax forever. If she chose somebody else over him, it's because she was fooled by the dastardly trolls. She was basically brainwashed by Marty into dating someone other than Cyrax.
She left me without saying a word or anything. And to this day, I still get relentlessly ridiculed. Because
why does he keep doing the alliteration, relentlessly ridiculed by bunctious, ridiculous rubes? It's so fun. Everything he says just sounds so unnatural.
When I was with her, she has a son named Callum. And to me, because I was there during Callum's entire life.
No, you weren't. You just said that you and her only dated for a year. Less than a year. And even that's an exaggeration.
To me, he was my son. I helped to raise him as much as I could from my end. And that's one of the reasons why it hurts so much to talk about that, because when she left, not only did I lose the woman that I loved, I lost somebody that I saw as my son, as my own flesh and blood. And that hurt a lot. But here recently, things have gotten ramped up quite a bit in a very, very bad way. These people have began DDoSing me. They have done several DDoS attacks to the point where I've had to reinstall Windows onto my computer at least 3 different times.
Oh my god, he had to reinstall Windows onto his computer. You know that scene from The Wolf of Wall Street where Leonardo DiCaprio looks at Margot Robbie and he's like, "Oh god, honey, what a Greek tragedy. You had to pay them with my money, with your hands." Like, it's like Cyrax. You just told us earlier in the video that you ended up getting quote-unquote tricked into self-admitting that you're a PDF. And you think we're going to feel bad that you had to spend 2 hours reinstalling Windows? Relax.
These people have bricked 2 of my Xboxes over the last 8 years. I now no longer have an Xbox because of them.
Once again, what a Greek tragedy. A man over 30 with no job who doesn't have a free Xbox to play his games on.
And it's been hard. To this day, I still get relentlessly attacked over and over and over. Like, if I go to make a brand new Facebook under a name that, isn't even my name, they still find me.
Well, you're banned from the platform, so you're admitting to ban evasion. You're not supposed to be able to have a Facebook for a reason.
And it's the same thing with YouTube. I make a brand new channel, they somehow find it.
Because you're banned from the... You're not allowed in these... This is like saying, I went into a Home Depot and I whipped it out, and they kicked me out of the Home Depot, and now, fairly, every time that I put on a hat and glasses and go into that same Home Depot, they kick me out. It's not fair. It's like, I don't even have words to try to... I'm like stuttering trying to explain this right now.
These people have done everything from steal my music and go into the fake artist name, Wance Chilkins.
You know, in a universe that has names like William Glory Hole and WordBoi, Wance Chilkins still really takes the cake for being one of the funniest.
Which is my name with some of the letters mixed around.
Oh my god, that's why his name is Wance Chilkins? I had never picked up on that before. Thank you for cracking that code for me, Cyraxx.
They have stolen and copywritten a lot of, if not all of my music that I...
Pedantic Morty is back. Copywritten is not a word. Copyrighted. Copyrighted is a word. Copywritten is not a word.
I've released over the last 8 years. These people have made it pretty much impossible for me to get a job because no one around here wants to hire me because of the things that they've done to me. And these people they've caused my family a lot of pain and heartache. Like I said, I've had friends that have walked away and abandoned me. I've had friends, that I was close to for 17 plus years walk out of my life. I've had family members that I've had to disown because they decided to side with the troll community. Before I was being trolled really, really bad, before it got bad, I was doing stuff like this. This is actually a plaque.
I love the famous record plaque that he's so proud of to this day.
From 2021, when I had released my first physical album, which is no longer available, sadly, because I ran out of copies.
Oh my god, it's not available because he sold out because he's such an absolute king.
But that's the kind of stuff that I do. I have been told that I talk to kids when I don't. These people make up screenshots just to fuel their narrative. And it kills me because this is what I deal with every day. Being attacked relentlessly, being gone after. This has been my life for the last 8 years. And that's the reality of what I deal with. DDoS attacks daily and being harassed and attacked daily.
I just want to point out, he's so detached from reality, he doesn't even understand that a term like DDoS isn't something that your average person knows. Like, if you were speaking to a group of people between maybe 18 and 22 years old who were attending some course at Boston University a couple of years ago, there's a good chance that a lot of them don't know what DDoS means. They definitely don't know who Tibs TV or Music Biz Marty are. Like, he doesn't take the time to give context or to explain any of the stuff that he's saying because he thinks that we all live like him. He truly thinks that everyone lives in the attic or basement or spare room or closet of an extended family member's house where they spend all day fighting off attacks from random people on the internet and dealing with, like, troll drama. Like, whenever I talk about having been a corrections officer on here, there are a lot of terms that I have to define. Like, I don't just say the read technique. I take a little sidebar to explain what the read technique is. I don't just say a DC 131. I take the time to explain what that form is because I assume that, like, being a CO is kind of niche and, like, I'm going to have to explain some of the terminology in order for you to even get what type of a story I'm trying to tell or what message I'm trying to get across when I make a reference or something. But he doesn't even do any of that. Like, he's so stuck in his own bubble. He doesn't understand that his life is a very niche, out of the ordinary thing, and that when he's telling you about it, he's going to have to define some terms for it to make literally any sense to anyone.
Because of these evil people. So, I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you guys did, please share my story with everyone. Hopefully you guys can team with your professor to try to put a stop to this. Because I don't want to see any of you end up in the same position that I ended up.
Can you imagine if your school project for a semester was to rehabilitate Cyrax's image? I mean, I would drop that class pretty much immediately. Like, you would give me that assignment and I would drop that class and I would hope I could take it again later on with a different professor.
I ended up in a very messed up position. One minute I was hanging out doing my music, team with your professor to try to put a stop to this, because I don't want to see any of you end up in the same position that I ended up. I ended up in a very messed up position. One minute I was hanging out doing my music, living my life.
The next minute, I'm recording myself putting a fidget spinner where the sun doesn't shine. It's crazy what can happen when you're not careful on a Thursday afternoon when you're just being totally normal.
And then the next minute, I'm fighting for my life every day. Because of these people, I deal with PTSD.
Post-traumatic stylist disorder.
I deal with depression. I deal with anxiety and panic attacks. I deal with night terrors.
To this day, Chance's sleep paralysis demon is Music Biz Marty.
I deal with all of that on a daily basis because of this. My mental health has deteriorated over time, but thankfully I have been getting help. I have been seeing a counselor, and thank God it's the counselor that I know. He's actually a good dude.
His little brother, actually. He's been his best friend for like 10 years, actually, if you can believe that.
And I do have a great support system with my friends and my family. But one tactic that these people will use quite often is the tactic of, if you don't stop talking to him, we're going to do this to you. And
that's actually not true at all. Typically, the tactic they use is, hey, did you know that this guy that you're talking to is a known internet predator? And then people just choose to stop talking to you on their own.
That to you, and attack your friends and attack your family. And they do this on Kiwi Farms. They do this on YouTube posts, on Reddit posts, on Facebook groups dedicated to going after me. All because they want to fuel their narrative.
Well, you know what would make it much harder for them to sell their narrative, Chance? If it wasn't true. If there wasn't hundreds upon hundreds of hours of evidence out there of things that you've said yourself, of messages that you never thought would see the light of day. It would be so much harder for people to convince others of all these things about you if they weren't just abjectly true.
And I'm hoping that, through my story, I can inspire some of you guys to take action against this kind of stuff, because what I got put through is not okay.
Chance, if your story inspires anybody to take action, they're going to end up on the evening news, so you'd better hope that nobody takes action based off of your story. You're actually really lucky that nothing's happened so far.
What I got put through was very evil and very cruel and very, very messed up. I've even asked this main guy, Music Biz Marty, what his deal is and why he decided to target me. And he could never come up with a clear, valid answer at all.
Every time somebody gives you an answer, you say, no, give me the real answer. So how would you even define a clear, valid answer?
But I do hope that you guys can, take something away from this. And I do hope that this video inspires you guys to take action against Kiwi Farms and the troll community and people like Music Biz Marty and WordBoi and William Glory Hole.
I hope that this video will inspire the students of Boston University to take up arms against Music Biz Marty. That makes perfect sense, and that doesn't sound deranged or unhinged at all.
And Nashville Mafia and other people out there that are very, very evil that like to do this stuff. And I'm not the only one. There's many other people out there, such as King Cobra JFS.
P. Cobes, he's 1,000 times better than you could ever be. Sickos Tubes.
And just more recently, another very good example, more recently over the last couple of years, is the TikToker known as the Inquisitor, who went through a very similar situation. And if you don't know that situation, I highly, highly suggest and I highly urge you guys to look that up. That is another person that went through a very similar incident to what I deal with and to what I went through. But more recently, there was another person that the troll community considers a Lolcow by the name of Tophia Chu.
Yeah, there you go. Lump yourself in with Tophia Chu. I'm much more comfortable with that than the Cobra comparison.
Who was shot at, and her mom was hospitalized, and her brother was, because she would not do what the trolls wanted.
It had absolutely nothing to do with the trolls. It was a random Albuquerque high crime area related crime. This was not like an act of whatever he calls it, digital terrorism.
And they shot her brother and they hospitalized her mom. Thankfully, she made it out okay. Thankfully, Tophia Chu and her mom are okay. But unfortunately, her brother has passed and succumbed to his injuries. But I do hope that you guys gain something from this. And believe it or not, there's a lot of videos out there on me where people have attacked me relentlessly. I know that there's a lot of videos of me raging out, and those videos of me raging out are genuinely me getting upset because I was tired of being bullied. I was tired of being pushed aside. I was tired of being attacked relentlessly. And I just hope and pray that, you guys see that I'm just like you guys. I'm not a bad guy. I'm just an honest person trying to make an honest living for myself, my friends, my family, so I can have a future for myself and and my friends and family can have a future. But I just want to say thank you guys for taking.
This is only a 30-minute speech, and he's been ending it for like 10 minutes now. Like, he keeps thanking you guys for being here and acting like he's winding up to end it. And we're 20 minutes in, and there's 10 minutes left. Even the structure of this is just dog shit.
This moment to watch this video. I do sincerely appreciate what you guys are doing with this. And if you guys would like to reach out to me at any point in time, what I will do is I will give my friend here my Discord. Well, he has my Discord. If you guys would like to reach out to me there, you can. But I will also give him my Facebook and my email address for you guys.
Chance, this is a college. Boston University is a college, not a middle school, so they might be a little old for you, pal.
So that if anybody wants to reach out and talk, we could definitely do that because I want to get a discussion going. I want to inspire you guys to try to make a change on social media because this is something that is plaguing not only me, but a lot of social media in general. It's evil stuff like this that goes on that social media does not do anything about, that social media does need to do something about. And like I said, what I mentioned to you guys earlier in this video is just a handful of things that are very evil that they have done to me. They have also done far worse things that I can't even say.
Imagine knowing nothing about Cyraxx at all, walking into class one day, hearing you have a special guest speaker, hearing this complete and utter nonsense, and then having to try to put any type of a coherent narrative together to make any sense of anything that he just said. And also, you're just seeing him for the first time, so you have to distract yourself away from his appearance to attempt to even process the words that are coming out of his can opener maw.
Because they are that vile and that evil. And they had me do them to myself. And there are things that I can't share on camera that, were very wrong and very, very vile. And because of those other things, every day I feel defiled and violated. Every day because of these people. And it's wrong. But I do hope that you guys, sincerely, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, if you guys would like to reach out to me, you guys can. As I said, my friend here has my Discord. And if you guys would like my Facebook, I'll send him both my Facebook and my email. So if any of you guys would like to reach out to me at any given time, you're more than welcome to. I would love to get to know you guys. I would love to hang out with y'all. And hopefully, even though I'm here in Ohio, hopefully we can all come together to try to make a change for the better, to not only get my life back that was stolen from me, but hopefully together we can come together and make a better change for social media because I want to be the voice and I want to help you guys to be a voice for social media and for people that get bullied and underhandedly screwed with and scrutinized. Because these kinds of people that I deal with, they are very evil. And no one deserves to go through what I went through, what my family went through for the last 8 years. My life has been miserable. It has been a never-ending nightmare for me. And I just hope that we can all come together to try to make a change on social media, to try to,
You know, if I were to remove, like, do a speech-to-text remove for the words social media, 8 or 7 years, and come together, this would be like a 3-minute video. It would kind of just be him shambling back and forth in between all of the times that those words got cut out.
make things better, not only for myself, but safer for everyone in general. Because as I said, I would not wish what I went through on anybody. And I hope and pray that if any of you guys are looking to do social media of any kind, whether it's content creating on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, wherever, just be careful of who you talk to. Because people like that I've dealt with are evil people. They are very vile. They are disgusting. And quite frankly, I have had said and done a lot of things that may not be right or okay. But I only did those things because my family had reached out to law enforcement and every branch of authorities that we could to seek help in the very beginning. But law enforcement or any form of authorities had failed us, and which left me feeling desperate. And so I decided to try to, stop myself, and that ultimately didn't go very well. At one point, it actually ended up me almost getting arrested. But thankfully, my family stepped in and whatnot and explained what's going on, and that whole thing, But again, guys, I want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video and to hear me out, because as I said, I've been dealing with this for over 8 years, and I want to make a change for the better. I want to put a stop to this just as much as I know a lot of you guys would like to see this put to a stop.
You think these random college kids that you think you're theoretically talking to want to see this stopped? They didn't even know what it was until you started rambling and shambling like 25 minutes ago, Chance.
Because I want to be my old self again, where I can record songs and release them and, do live shows and live cover shows and, do things that I used to do. Because before all this went on, I was doing everything from photography, artwork. I have friends that are in bands. I would go and see them and show support for them and hang out with them at all their shows because they're local bands, and I would actually get out and I would have fun. I would live my life. And hopefully with your guys' help, I can get back to that. And hopefully with me, your guys' Professor Nick, shout out to you, sir, and to, my friend here with, all of our helps, maybe we can come together and find a solution to put an end to this and to raise awareness for people like myself that get put through this on a daily basis. Because when I say these people don't have any morals, they don't. They will do everything from create fake screenshots,
which you just did during the court arc and you tried to do to John like a month ago,
to clipping and sewing together videos to make you look like you're saying something that you're not saying just to fit their narrative.
Like the other night when you played a video of a guy who looked vaguely like John on trial for a serious crime and said that it was him.
They will dig into your real life.
Like when you tried to dox Southern Harlot the other night.
Find out your friends, your family, where you work.
Like when you doxed Kira and her kid and her entire family.
All that stuff just so they can do what they want with you. And it's very evil, it's very underhanded, it's very vile, it's very cruel, and it's not okay. Again, guys, I'm sorry for the rant, but I thank you guys for watching this. I truly do. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this. If you guys did, share this around with your friends, your family. Let's get a conversation going. Let's get this rolling. Let's get the ball rolling. And let's try to put a stop to this so that, you guys can actually see the real me instead of the me that I'm sure you guys will see online. I want people to see who I really am as a person. Because that person that everybody's making me out to be online, you can ask your guys' friend here. That's not who I am in real life. I'm a music artist. I love to inspire people through my music. I love to evoke and get emotions and reactions out of my dark artwork.
I hate that he said dark artwork again, but I'm also shocked that he used the word evoke mostly correctly.
Because I do a lot of dark horror and, reality-based artwork that's very dark, but also very, it'll make you think.
Yeah, it'll make you think, how did nature allow this creature to hatch successfully?
Like, I want to be able to do stuff like that again. I want to be able to release merchandise again. But, hopefully with your guys' help, hopefully that can happen. But again, thank you guys to, my friend who had me do this. I appreciate you, man. And again, to, your guys' professor, thank you so much, sir, for allowing me to share my story. I genuinely appreciate it 1,000%. I truly and genuinely appreciate your help. And with that being said, thank you guys. And as I always say to all my actual followers, stay humble, stay positive, keep being yourself, and keep chasing your dreams.
Yep, keep on chasing those dreams, guys, as long as those dreams aren't fleeing from you on a bike path. Well, thank God Professor Nicholas Gurr gave Chance an opportunity to make this video and to speak to America's youth. I'm not sure how much value it'll be in a college classroom, but I could see it being repurposed as a hyper-effective stranger danger video. So that's all we have today. It was a little bit of a slow day as far as Goblin news goes. So we're going to wrap it up here. I will be away at the Renaissance Fair for the rest of the weekend, but I will see you guys on Monday with whatever updates we have by then. As always, thank you guys for stopping by the channel. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and check us out over on Spotify and on Rumble, where all the YouTube no-no stuff goes. And until next time, stay indoors, stay away from the Goblin, and have a good one.